All right, so the plan is to tell you how you can speak with the universe to attract what you want. And I'm going to show you how I turned down a multi-million-dollar deal to manifest whatever I want and have proper communication with the universe when it comes to attracting my dream life. Now, you're probably like, Grant, you are stupid. Why would you turn down a multi-million-dollar deal? I'm going to tell you. I need to tell you one thing that you need to understand about yourself so you can better understand what it takes to thrive and succeed in life. Understanding the language of the universe is simple when you understand that the language isn't words, but it's about feelings and vibrations, which is why the language of the universe isn't logical. The language of God is not logic because it is beyond our mind's comprehension. Now, when you understand very simple keys, you're going to be able to use it to your advantage. But the universe responds to our energy and our feelings. Now, in some of my other videos, you've seen me break down the graph of consciousness by Dr. David R. Hawkins. And what he breaks down the fact is that the highest frequency in the universe beyond love, beyond ultimate consciousness, is authenticity. Which means that if you want to be of highest frequency and attract that life for yourself, you need to resonate in an authentic place, which means you need to make space to listen to yourself. I had someone, a good friend of mine, stay with me for like the last 6 weeks, and there just came a point where I couldn't even hear myself, where I became frustrated, I was easier aggravated, just upset with everything that was happening. And that was because I wasn't prioritizing my intuition, I wasn't prioritizing taking care of my soul, and I was letting these subconscious thought patterns come back to me. Now, we kind of covered how the language of the universe is energy, it is vibration, and it responds to how we feel, right? Because those feelings create thoughts, and those thoughts create feelings. That's our communication loop with the reality we experience. Now I'm going to tell you why I turned down a multi-million-dollar deal to signify to the universe that regardless of what it is, I'm ready and I'm willing to welcome more abundance into my life. So if you don't know about me, I got started in online business. I was an e-commerce entrepreneur. I went $80,000 in debt, and I just had to detach from that identity. That was not serving anyone, and it was causing me more harm than good. So I had to move beyond that version of myself and welcome in this new version. And this new version of me started partnering with content creators. And I would build brands with these content creators. I build businesses, right? So I could build coaching businesses. I built softwares. I build funnels, all this, that, anything online business, I've done it. Now today I had to have a tough conversation with one of my clients and say, hey, I'm gonna give you 40% of your business back for my mental health. Now, this is a software that is an amazing solution that I know she will make millions of dollars with. And I wanted to be a part of that so bad. And part of my ego was clinging on to the idea that I needed to make this money. But what if I told you that that mindset and that need for something was actually holding me back? And I started to pay attention to how I was feeling. I started to make room and listen to my body and pay attention to what actually was going on in these moments, regardless of what my ego told me. And this morning I hopped on a meeting with our team, and I was sitting there and I was brain dead. My brain was having a traumatic response, and it was like, I cannot do this. So I listened. I talked to my therapist. I talked to another one of my business partners. I talked to my mom. I talked to my dad, and I made the hard decision. And now I sit before you, a different man, channeling a new energy, a new frequency. And I made room for something new in my life, and I don't know what that is. It may have nothing to do with wealth, but I kid you not, I feel like one of the wealthiest men alive because I listened to my soul, because I listened to what was good for me. And I made the illogical choice knowing that I was signaling abundance to the universe, that I wasn't willing to put money before my health. I wasn't willing to put money before life and the experience I can have, because I want to be able to connect with humans. I want to be able to have conversations. I want to be able to be present with strangers on the street. And I don't get to do any of that if I'm walking around with this dark cloud around my mind, because business is stressful. And this comes back full circle to how the universe communicates with us, the language of the universe and how we can use it to our advantage. There's two things I want you to understand. You need to understand expansion and you need to understand contraction. Expansion is what I'm feeling before you right now. It is a breath of fresh air. It gives me inspiration. I am inspired by this new breath of freshness. And contraction sends me in upon myself. It stresses me out. It's harder to show up in my day-to-day because my soul is out of alignment. Now, earlier today when I was hopping on those calls, when I was doing the business, that was contraction. And I was signaling to the universe that I was in a lower state of being. I was literally channeling negative emotions because I was contracting. I was so stressed out. I was foregoing on my soul, foregoing on my beliefs, and just moving into this traumatic place that I had to get out of. And I did it. Sometimes you have to be so quick and effortless to cut off things that do not serve you, even though it does not make sense. But just knowing that the universe is going to reflect that one way or another, that it may take some time for reality to catch up, but because I just freed up this version of Grant, I feel lighter. I feel able to communicate more. I feel more in tune with myself because I made a tough decision. And this is me understanding the language of the universe, that now I've channeled a frequency of authenticity. I listen to myself. I know what I want for my life. I would never forgive myself if I went through this life chasing the dollar and I wasn't able to have connections with people. I wasn't able to be present. I wasn't able to serve the people around me. I would be rich but poor. And regardless of the dollar, I want to feel wealthy. I want to feel like one of the wealthiest men on earth, and that is from human connection. That is from my ability to share my journey, share my experience, and I wouldn't be able to do that if I weren't willing to make hard choices. Now, you need to understand that 95% of your thoughts, behaviors, and emotions are subconscious. These are beliefs and feelings that we hold in a deep place that are creating our reality, whether we are aware of it or not. The conscious mind handles logic, learning, and memory, but it isn't the main driver of our results. My conscious mind was the one saying, hey, this software has the idea to make $100,000 a month. You're gonna feel like the man. You're gonna make a lot of money. You're gonna make a lot of this. You're gonna make a lot of that. But deep down in my soul, I knew that I went through too much and I've grown too much to chase the dollar like that. Because the subconscious mind controls our habits and self-image, and it greatly influences outcomes. So even though it was a tough choice, and even though I was programming myself to chase the dollar, I foregoed on that opportunity. I said, you know what? I have no idea what's coming. So like in my last video, I'm comfortable with the unknown, and I'm willing to say no to the things that I know do not align with me. Now, it took me some time to get here. It took me 6 weeks of back and forth, doing everything I could to show up for work. But I made the right choice, and I'm very confident in that. And I know you can too. Because these come down to things like addictions, right? When I was smoking weed, when I was partying, when I was doing this, when I was doing that, I was programming myself, and I just said, I do not want to be this person anymore. I am choosing a new reality. And that's what you're gonna do. Now, I kind of want to talk about time and the relationship it has with the subconscious mind, because making decisions are hard and you want to see results, right? You don't want to be sent into fight or flight wondering what's going to happen. So in the subconscious mind, there's no concept of past or future. There is only the present moment. So the fact that I was able to make that decision today signaled to the universe that I was in a new paradigm, that I was in a new reality. My dad came over and I literally said, I'm in a new paradigm. And that's because I actually made a decision in the real world that would benefit me, right? It's not about being afraid to do these things. It's about you have to send signal out and get feedback. I sent the signal out that I'm abundant, that I'm a free man, that there is no dollar that can control me, control my soul, I could sell my soul for. And it was one of the best things I did for myself. And reprogramming the subconscious requires a present focused belief in having what you desire now. So that's the secret. It's not about necessarily you manifesting the object you want. It's about you manifesting the frequency and reflecting that to the mirror that is reality to channel what you do want, right? I want abundance, I want health, I want wealth, I want success. And I signified that by saying no to something that did not serve me, saying no to a business that did not serve me, meaning, hey, this business had a lot of financial potential, it sounded cool, it looked cool, it was a great product, but I said no out of abundance, which opened up room for me to welcome and usher in a new version of God knows what. And that's what I'm grateful for. That's what's beautiful about this experience, is that you get to have faith. You get to channel a new frequency out of faith, not fear. And you get to welcome in something new that could be greater than you could have ever comprehended, because your conscious mind is logic, but the subconscious and the mind of God is divine, is perfect harmony. And you're going to welcome that as soon as you let go of the logical mind, as soon as you let go of that fight or flight, and you welcome in a new version of yourself. Now, feelings are the key to your manifestation. Or just feelings are the key to whatever you want in this life, right? Because if you want happiness, if you want love, and you feel those things in the present moment, boom, you're there. So it's not about just visualizing your goals. It's about attaching powerful emotions to these images that make them effective. For me, I channel the emotion of fear and greed and anger and lust if I were to become a billionaire, because I see it in others, because I have empathy, because I know that that is not the path, that is a black hole that I do not want to try and fill. But I feel love, I feel present, I feel connected, I feel grateful when I'm grateful for what I do have. When I look at the small thing in my handful of things that I get to experience on the day-to-day basis and say, you know what, that is my life and I'm so grateful for it. I'm so blessed to have it. That's the secret. Start to channel those emotions, start to channel those frequencies, and tie it to what you want, because then it's going to become a reality. It's not about reacting. Reaction is allowing external circumstances to shape internal feelings. True thinking is your ability to imagine the desired outcome, regardless of your current state of reality. And it's about feeling it as true, because consistency is all about inner belief. Persistence in feeling and visualizing the desired reality eventually influences the outer world if you are patient. Believe it internally, and the external manifestation follows. So if you like these little chats, I'm trying to be myself, you know, like I wish I could do the whole YouTuber thing at the studio setup, at this, at that, but I'm just living my life, doing what's best for me. We're in San Diego, California right now, catching a beautiful sunset, sunrise. I'll be closing out this video for now, but drop a like, drop a follow. We're just getting started, and I'll see you in the next one.